Yo, what's going on, guys? Kelvin here. Today, we can be reading Truth Off My Chest. 16 years after my mother's affair, my dad still refused to date. Let's see what's the reason he still refused to date. Is it the trauma? Is it the anxiety? Maybe there's a really good reason. We don't really know. Let's read the context. My father always has been my hero, superhero. He worked full time and managed to put me on the bus every morning. He raised my sister and I entirely on his own. He put me through school, helped me get my first car. He was there for every birthday, graduation, any difficult times I was going through. He dropped everything and drive hours to make sure I was okay. I never had a close relationship with my mother, nor do I have many fond memories of her. She has severe insecurities about herself that she projected onto me at a very young age. She would purposely give me ugly haircut because sometimes she felt I was prettier than her. She would force me to take photos of her for hours until she got the perfect one for her Facebook profile. She was a deeply insecure person and tended to seek out validation online. I was 9 years old when my parents separated. At the time, I was actually excited because my friend's parents were divorced and I thought it was so cool he had two Christmas. I didn't understand why it was happening and also didn't remember anything about my mother's infidelity until I was a teenager. I was around 15 when everything started to come back after a dramatic experience I went through. I vividly began to remember the first time I, as a 7-year-old, walked in my mother's having sex with a man she cheated on my dad with, who she still with to this day. I am going to call him Greg, was a guy she went high school with. They reconnected through Facebook and unknownly to my dad. She began a secret relationship with him. As a kid, I always get frustrated because I want to play computer games, but my mom always on the Facebook, and I now understand that was because she was communicating with this guy. There were also other men too, but Greg was the most serious. My mother decided she wanted to escalate and began meeting with Greg in person, and she would use the excuse that she was going to visit her father. Meanwhile, she was going to see Greg. The worst part about this is that she will bring my sister and I with her and force us to go to his place and play with his kids. They first met up again at A&W, something my sister still blames herself for. As kids, I would go to fast food places with Wendy, so it was particularly odd that this road trip she suggested A&W. I said no, and my sister said yes, so we went to A&W. To my mom's surprise, Greg was there. I now realized, through years of therapy, that this was all pre-planned and a way to make their meeting up and hanging at his house look more casual. My mom didn't consider the fact that this decision made my sister blame herself for my parents' marriage falling apart all because he said yes to going to A&W. When we went to his house for the first time, his daughter was quite mean to me as she was a bit older, and one time she had hit me while we were playing, so I went to tell my mom and walked into the room and I saw them having sex. I didn't understand what was happening and I immediately began to cry as I thought he was attacking her. I ran to my sister to tell her and my mom came running out and made us promise not to tell our dad. The scene is still burned into my mind. I'm so sorry that she had to go through this. Man, that sucks. Months went by and guilt grew. My mom started being less sneaky, and my dad actually walked past the computer one time and saw a message being exchanged between Greg and her. He immediately left the house in symbols. Mom chased after him. They talked, and she said that my dad didn't love her enough. My dad promised to do better, and my mom promised she would stop talking to Greg. She didn't. Eventually, when I was 8, my dad accepted that he had lost her completely, and they started planning their separation. He reminded my mom that she would be responsible for keeping in contact with us, my sister and I, not the other way around. He wanted to make it easy as on my sister and I as possible. My mom said she understood. When I was 9, my mom packed her things and moved across the country. She tried keeping connection with us through Skype, but the calls got fewer and fewer. She eventually abandoned us completely. My father has never seen a single dime from her and has raised us completely alone financially. This caused issues when my dad tried to finalize the divorce and my dad reassured that he didn't need her money. He was always so selfish and kind. He never spoke a single bad thing about my mother. My mother began posting on Facebook saying she can't understand why my dad didn't chase her after her. That's what she wanted. She didn't want it to come to this. My mom is literally insane. So she, to this day, still talk badly about my dad. I'm 23 now, and I still hold guilt over keeping my mom's affair from my dad. My dad never tried dating again. He sought out his entire circle of friends. He became very isolated. The only people he says that matter in his life is my sister and I. My dad never thought out therapy, despite my sister and I constantly encouraging it. He is now 65, and it is unbearable seeing him be alone. His trust was completely shattered, and it completely changed him as a person. I wonder if because he had to raise both my sister and I that he felt that he had no time to focus on himself and his own well-being. I wanted my dad to be happy, and I can tell that he is struggled with these issues greatly every day. I still feel like if I had to told him what happened earlier, maybe things would be better. Maybe he would have been able to move on and find someone who loved him genuinely. Or maybe he wouldn't have become so isolated. I still want to go to therapy, but nothing I say to him changed his mind, but I feel he will greatly benefit from it. I wanted him to be able to date again, even when go out with his friends again, but I don't know how to encourage him to do this. Recently, my mom has tried to reconnect with me, but I want absolutely nothing to do with her. She said she was very sorry for ruining our lives, and the words felt empty and crass. I don't know how to respond to my mom, or if I should even respond at all. I don't know if I ever be able to have a relationship with my mother again after what she did to my dad. So that is the end of the story. It is very intense to read, and the sister and the author, they both went through a lot. And 15 years old and walking into the bedroom and seeing the most like inappropriate things really like put a scar on both of like put a scar on the brain. Like I feel really bad for the dad because he is 65. He lived more than 2 or 3 decades in pain, like carrying all the weight on him to raise the brother and the sister, to raise the son and the daughter, all on his own. And now he's 65 years old. I really hope that maybe tell the dad to join like some kind of club or something. Like find some kind of hobby. If you like marathons, like running, that'll be a great way to like just go marathons. Or one way I like to like meet new people, just volunteering like community events and stuff. Or just go for a walk, get a dog or something. Dogs is the easiest way to meet people. Get a dog and go to the park, and sometimes the dog will like just go have fun with another dog, and talking to the dog and smell the dog. And you can have a really easy conversation. Like the hardest thing is to start a conversation, but when you have a dog, easier to start a conversation. I'm not sure if the dad likes the dog or not, because it will keep him less lonely. If he doesn't like the dog or like too much thing to like take care of the doggy, then I suggest like maybe get a cat. Cats are the easiest thing to take care of. They just need food, and you can give them a litter box and stuff. And if your dad need to go somewhere, just put like a couple litter box in the house. Really convenient. But dogs, a little bit more work, but a lot easier to meet people because you can really take cat for a walk. And that's kind of like my suggestion. And yeah, the story is just very tough to read because cheating with cheating is tough, but cheating with kids on the picture is even worse. And it, like if I was in the author, that person, in the author suits, I will not forgive my mom either. Like I will not even talk to her honestly because it's just so wrong. Cheating on your dad. Like he even thought he sounds he's honest, right? Because he never talk bad about the mother too. Like always keep it honest, never say a bad thing about her. And he just kept his head down and work through all the um life kind of hardship, right? Never miss a graduation, never miss a birthday party, and always have the money to make sure that these two kids, his kids, have a better life. And I really, really hope the son and the daughter will take care of him and give him financial support, give him emotional support because at 65, living alone can be very, very tough. So if you can like hopefully they can find him like some kind of match, right? Because you're like kind of 65 is not young, right? It's pretty old, right? You want to find someone maybe like maybe someone that you know that their like fiance passed away or something, or their significant other passed away, and there might be a good match together, live together, and you might find like a really happy couple, like you know. So hopefully they can like maybe I don't know like if old people go to Tinder or Bumble or Hinge, maybe use that to find a match. Like I think it's very important to find the dad a match because not dating and dying alone is one of the saddest thing ever. And I really hope that he finds someone. But yeah, that is the end of the story. If you want more of these stories, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And my name is Calvin, and I see you guys next one.